Flaviano looking run on the crease. Lefty shot and a goal. Eamon Campbell with 27 seconds left. St. Anthony's is back on top.
Laviano with a step. Laviano spinning, wheeling, dealing. Spectacular! Mike Laviano, the junior bound for The Ohio State University, makes it a 6-2 game.
Just kind of taking a look back at last week.
Here come the Friars.
Who do you think had the best week on Long Island last week?
There's just no two ways about it.
Who's that?
There's no two ways about it.
Who?
Eamon Campbell.
Good week, right? But technically, does a Monday count for this show, considering he scored the game winner against Fairfield Prep last week?
Yeah, it counts.
So you think
you said who had the best week in the same week? He won 2 games against 2 great opponents.
What team do you think had the best week last week?
On Long Island?
Yep.
You know, it was a good week for Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah.
It's a good week for them.
Yep.
Very good week for St. Anthony's.
Yep. Anybody else? See, right now, those are not my 2 picks for number 1.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Walt Whitman?
Nope. Good week. We'll show those highlights. That was a thriller. They were counted out against Northport. They came back. We'll show
Rocky
you.
Point?
Good week. They hate me at Rocky Point now.
Do they?
It's okay. Everybody does.
Hold on a second. Let me put them on the list.
Yeah. We're going to read an email that I got from one of the parents at Rocky Point.
Pulling in at number 643, Rocky Point. The list continues.
What do you know about this guy, Jason Bergagliano? What do you know about Aaron Lewis?
Do tell.
Bayshore High School. So much
Marauder time
for Smithtown East. Knock off our number 1 Smithtown West team.
So much for Smithtown.
And then fall apart. I mean, what is that? Briggs had 4 goals and Lewis 14 saves. They didn't just beat Smithtown East. They beat them up 11-6.
Wow.
That is going to affect Smithtown East big time in tomorrow's top 20.
Yeah. It's probably,
so you don't think after hearing that didn't shock you when you heard Bayshore beat Smithtown East? I was shocked.
Coming off the heels of the Smithtown West win, what have they done?
Who?
Smithtown East.
They lost.
Exactly. But I don't know how you could say they as a team had a better week than Eamon Campbell. Campbell.
He's part of a team.
Yeah, but still, what he did is sort of a once in a lifetime. Now you're showing your age.
Good.
Sort of a once in a lifetime week for a lacrosse kid.
That's what Campbell's shot is. Good.
Really?
Campbell soup?
Campbell
shot?
soup, yeah.
I threw shot in there. I thought it would be better. Hey, Aim, ask your parents. That is an unbelievable. Remember that? One of the great. I mean, we remember that 30 years ago. Good.
Soup in a can, though, is like a.
Hey, what's the matter with Weiserick?
It's a dying entity. What are you talking about? He's great.
Weiserick's upset with
on top of the world.
He's upset the fact that I said play 2 games on one day.
He didn't like the idea.
What's wrong with him?
Didn't like it.
Why?
Well, probably due in part
Why?
to
Because
the
there was
fact
1,500 people.
There you go.
And how many? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I like the idea. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of juice. But when I read that there was 1,500 people, I had to say to myself, how many lacrosse games have I been to this year that have had 1,500 people? 0. 1,500 people is a lot of people for a high school lacrosse game.
Oh, it is. A lot of people for college.
So I don't think you want to
game.
give up that gate.
But you're going to get 2 gates. It's just
No,
the same
I
day.
same day. Buddy, I like the idea.
I got to talk to the big guy Thursday night.
Weiserick?
Yeah.
This Thursday?
You're not going to the game?
It's next Thursday.
No, it's not.
The 22nd.
They play Darien, pal. Thursday night.
Yes. They try and put the first loss of the season on Darien.
Yeah, I think Weiserick's another one of these guys who's not into me anymore. I think he's written me off too.
Really?
I think so.
Let me get that list.
Yeah, so what's that now? 648?
No, that's a different list.
Yeah.
This list is only up in the 100s.
Okay, so 1,500 people at the game.
Yeah, an event.
The last time St. Anthony's lost, they lost a game 8-7 when a kid named Cerrone had an overtime game winner.
Yeah.
Well, they're hot now, and wouldn't you know, they win a game 8-7. Let's go out to Buckley Palace.
Oh, man. How about Bonafide? Look at Super Sam. I mean, just get it done off the face-off. Get it and go.
That's it, man. And then Licciardi to Laviano.
Oh.
And Mikey is healthy now and playing wonderful lacrosse. Fourth quarter, St. Anthony's down 5-4. Not for long. Connor Byrne surely did that on that play.
Oh.
He just took off.
Burn, baby, burn. He's going to Providence, Mike.
Tied at 5, Carney Mann, who had a sensational
Yikes.
game against Fairfield Prep. We'll show you that in just
Harvard
a second.
bounder.
Yep, they all are going somewhere. I can't even keep up with it. I know this guy's going. I know this. My man Greg Galligan, he's going to Georgetown, and there he was going to give St. Anthony's a 7-6 lead. Still that score? Man, was that on this play. Oh, look at that left-hand rifle.
He's playing his best lacrosse of the year right now, Carney, man. He is just throwing lasers
Campbell
around.
from Laviano.
Oh.
Go home. Well, that was with a couple of seconds left, so they actually had to stay. But
28 ticks left.
yeah, I mean, so he sent everybody home against Fairfield Prep.
Yeah, that was in
And,
overtime.
yes, just go home. And then here, it was almost go home. You can put your stuff on.
Oh, well, I don't know with Bonafide. I think you might want to stick around for the last 28.
Good point. Did you know that Campbell was steaming after the game?
Hot soup.
We were trying to have Laviano come up and shoot it and score it, but he didn't have it, and I came off and I was open, and he fed me, and it was a great play, and we got the win.
And you guys battled back not only this game but last game. Unfortunately, you lost in overtime. But so, what is it about this team now that you feel like you can come back from being in an early hole?
Well, I feel like no matter how much we're down by, I feel like we can come back from anything because we work our tail off all the time, and I feel like we can beat anyone.
You know, St.
Amazing.
Anthony's has a lot of things at that school,
They
a
do.
lot of amenities.
Beautiful
I did
facilities.
not realize that they had a team barber who, once the game ended, they fix your hair because
Amazing.
there's no way you can wear a helmet and have hair look like that.
Right? I mean, Campbell, you're right. I mean, maybe we could just show it without the audio again, but it's amazing.
can you pop that
if
up
they're
there?
wearing a helmet for 48 minutes of lacrosse and, you know, to take your helmet off and to have your hair looking that good as Eamon Campbell did, that is impressive. I have a sneaky suspicion there is a stylist on the sidelines.
That's incredible.
Nice part. Everything's going well. Very nice.
It's just unbelievable. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'm envious. I have a part. The Red Sea. Jim, so now they win that, and would there be a little bit of a hangover? Because let's face it, and we've said this forever, when Chaminade and St. Anthony's play each other, that's a different team than when they play other teams. Both of those teams, the dislike and the respect that they have for each other, they don't have that when they play other schools.
Right.
So I thought that St. Anthony's getting a Yorktown team that they had beaten 4 times in a row, the last 3 by 1 goal, I thought this was a perfect place for a limping Yorktown team. Not so fast. Maybe St. Anthony has said, okay, we start the year 0-2, we lose in overtime to Chaminade, now we got to go.
Oh, yeah, and they did. The game would start out, St. Anthony's game tied at 1. Watch the University of Pennsylvania bounder, Joe Licciardi. Makes it 2-1. You know, early in this game, Yorktown looked like they were up for it. Nicky Bonatabas, top side, ties it at 2. From here, St. Anthony's just rolls. Mike Laviano, he loves the hockey assist. To Chris Buscemi, to Billy Sledge, it was 3-2. Then Laviano again, and again it's Buscemi. Little flash on top of the crease, get rid of it quickly. Oh yeah. And they got the keeper now, with Seth Tierney's getting a great one at Hofstra and Jack Concannon. Look at Concannon, stand in there. Just shuts the lid on Yorktown's offense. They held Yorktown scoreless for 35 minutes in the game, and then this. Look at the effort. The Ohio State bound Mike Laviano, and it's 6-2. And then Brendan Holmeyer. He's heading off to Boston University. Holmeyer to Galligan, the Georgetown bounder. St. Anthony's rolls final was 12-7. And Mike, to your point about maybe a little drop off. I think the one thing, with teams like St. Anthony's and Chaminade, their season ends May 22nd. Okay, so if your season ends May 22nd, you got to look at the last 2 weeks of your games, almost like your playoff run. If you're going to make a playoff run as a public school, it's going to take a couple weeks.
Chaminade's got to play that Bergen Catholic game.
Oh,
They got to figure out a way. Play it on Monday. I know Hammer will play it. They don't care. Their state. It would be an absolute shame if Chaminade and Bergen We watched Bergen in person the other day. They're very, very tough. So afterwards, you guys spoke to Mr. Netkeep.
Yeah, Jackie.
We've been getting back on track with the win over Chaminade the other day. So we got our eyes set on the finish line championship against Chaminade, and this was another game that we had to win to get to that point.
Jack, you love these nice opponents like Yorktown. You know you're going to see a lot of firepower, and you're going to have an active day in between the pipes.
Yeah, I mean, Yorktown, they have some awesome shooters, so I knew coming into today that I was going to see a lot of shots. So in practice, we went over that. Coach Schreiber took a lot of shots on me, so, it really helped me out today.
I got to call Don Buckley because I think Frederick Vakai might be working the sidelines.
It's unbelievable.
The great stylist, because Kincannon's hair looked great too. He just played 48 minutes.
How in the world do you know that that's a stylist?
Frederick Vakai. It's the most wonderful place you can go to for hair and makeup. New York City. Frederick.
What are you doing hair and makeup?
No, I just, my wife watches a lot of those fashion shows.
What did Laviano say something after the game to Dylan Butler that's got you excited?
Well, there's this great little dimension with Laviano. Of course, we covered his brother, Chris Laviano, all the years. He's now at Rutgers as a redshirt sophomore quarterback. Now Rutgers is moving into the Big Ten. Laviano now transferred from Holy Trinity to St. Anthony's. He's playing his best lacrosse of his career. He's going to Ohio State. Rutgers, Ohio State in the same conference, brother versus brother.
You have that quote?
Of course, you say when Rutgers plays Ohio State, go Buckeyes, right? Look at what Laviano says about when it'll be Rutgers versus Ohio State. When Chris is playing at Rutgers and it's Rutgers versus Ohio State, Michael said, it's all Rutgers. What?
Mike.
What?
Mike. Now, let me explain
You
something.
better get security at Ohio State, Mike.
That is great that
That's
you
a good
feel
brother.
that way for your brother. But here's what you need to say if Dylan baits you like that in the future, okay? I hope
baited him.
when my brother's playing quarterback for the Scarlet Knights that they put 49 on the board and he throws 7 touchdowns for 400 yards, but we get 50. You want your brother to put on a show, but you want you guys to win the game. Isn't Butler talking this week? Like,
yes.
Isn't Dylan Butler doing all this
Yes,
Long Island?
live chat. He's
live chatting, right?
Live chat, yeah. Yes, he is.
So there's going to be people that just get all over him. And that's Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Do you have any... Dylan's going to do great with that. He really is.
No, listen.
He's a terrific pro. All right, so Chaminade, Fairfield Prep, Chaminade. Listen, Jack should have called me. Do not take a bus, even though it's the weekend, through Norwalk on I-95. You will not make it. They were late. They had to push the start time back of this game. You go back the last 10 years. Can it be a rivalry if you've won 8 of the last 10? Because you're getting to that point now with Chaminade and Fairfield Prep. Fairfield Prep's got to start winning these. It looks like they had it. They had St. Anthony beaten early in the week, gave it away, up 4-1 early in this game, and Chaminade would come back. There's Carney, man. You saw what he did against the Friars. He was very good. He was terrific in this game. That gave him a 1-0 lead, so that bus lag, not in effect. Tied at 1. Johnny Edmonds, look at the ball movement by the Jesuits. Beats Isnardi. Then Prep on the break. Burke Smith, very good player. Look at that. To Edmonds again on the doorstep. So Prep, just like that. Maybe those bus legs were setting in a little bit there for the Flyers. Second quarter, it's 6-5 Prep. Time winding down. Here's one of your big shots of the game. Mann, with 4 seconds left, one of his 3 goals to tie it at 6. It's now tied at 7. Patty Lambert for the Jesuits. Oh, nice little deke. Loads, shoots, fires, scores. 8-7 FP. Enter Sammy Bonafide. This goal here would tie it at 8. The Princeton bounder now, with his Flyers down 10-8 in the third, Gets out on the break. Right down Broadway. Makes it a 10-9 game. Princeton excited about that?
I want to go on record saying Bonafide will have an instant impact on Princeton.
This guy might as well. Austin Sims. He's going to be his teammate next year.
Woo.
Today, enemies. Fourth quarter, Chaminade down a goal. Not for long. Maryland-bound Tommy O'Connell. What a wonderful... Oh, look at that duck under. The lefty shoots and scores. And then you talked about it. Look at this. An infraction against Prep. Bonafide, I'm out.
He beats them on the restart, Mike. And Fairfield Prep just wasn't ready. And he just, on the whistle, he got out like he got out of there like Seabiscuit at the start of a Triple Crown race. That was incredible.
Sure was.
Did you see the Fairfield Prep guys? They were chasing him from every angle. Because, listen, a fast restart is a fast restart. And Bonafide, smart, intelligent player. He was ready for it. He took advantage of it.
Locked in on the field and locked in afterwards.
Very important, judging by our last 4 games. We dropped 3 out of 4, and that's not really the way Chaminade does things. But teams have prepared well for us, and it's really good to get a great win against a quality opponent like Fairfield Prep.
Given what you've gone through over the last handful of games, where did you guys find it inside of you for this effort to come back?
I mean, Coach Moran's coming up on 500 wins, and I think that was his 497th, and we have to win out to get number 500. And I think that's something us as seniors who don't get the chance next year to do, we really want to be a part of that, and I think that's a little bit of an impetus, pushing us, kicking us in the butt to get those 3 last wins.
Wow, that's a great interview.
That's great recognition, too.
And Resnick did a good job with that interview, too. Resnick understands the big picture, doing these interviews with these kids. Bonafide, hey, you're going to see him again.
Yes, I am. Listen, it's another big challenge for Chaminade. They challenged the state of Connecticut last week, and they won. This week, they will challenge New Jersey. And the Green Wave of Del Barton, if you see a couple of their early losses, they lost to Summit, okay? Forget about it. They're a different team right now, Del Barton. Chaminade, number 16. That's very un-Chaminade-like, being number 16, taking on number 10, the Green Wave of Del Barton. You'll see it Saturday live on MSGVarsity.com at 1 p.m. or check us out on Sunday morning on channel 414 at 9 a.m. So yet another challenge. And like I said, for Chaminade, you look at this like your postseason. They're trying to win out. There's 2 big win-out scenarios here for them. Win out and you're champions. You beat St. Anthony's. Win out and you get your legendary coach, Jack Moran, his 500th win to dock the season on. So when Captain Jack heads down to the Final Four for the NCAAs, he'll go down as a champion with 500 wins. That's not bad.
So we have a coach who could get his 500th. We have a coach who's very underrated on Long Island, in Coach Mike Bowler, who got his 400th earlier this year.
Yes.
Began the program at St. John the Baptist in '73, and then came to Rocky Hill in Rocky Point. Rocky Hill is in Connecticut. My old high school football coach.
Don't they make ice cream too?
Well, what?
Oh, that's Turkey Hill.
Oh my God! There's Rockies, turkeys, everybody. This we know that. And it wouldn't you know, I'm making mistakes with Rocky Point. All my picks are wrong. I always pick against these guys. And then, you know, Justin Ray, that great Lacrosse family, he had enough against Sayville. I went on and on in my pick segment how Sayville was going to win this game.
Yeah. No, the Rays are, listen, Rocky Point legends. Scotty Ray, great player at Rocky Point, went on to Adelphi, an All-American. They're just, you know, this is what they do. And Justin Ray now is as real as Rays get.
For Coach Bowler, the biggest problem on Friday's game, he did not know, I did not know Eddie G had never shot lacrosse before, so he's running around in the penalty box shooting these highlights, and Coach was like saying to them, get this guy out of here! And then afterwards, when he realized it was us, and Eddie was doing, he was all excited.
Yeah, he's a good man.
That Eddie was there. And Eddie saw right now one of the very underrated players who was having an off-the-chart year in this cat, Jack Sullivan. The midi, a couple goals and assist, won 15 of 20 face-offs in this game, and that was the game.
I think he's heading off to Binghamton, too. Here's Sully, pass to Justin Ray.
Ooh.
Rocky Point was up 2-0. Little lacrosse on the real dirt, huh?
Love it.
Sayville's down 3-1. Jack Cohn. What a future this guy has on the gridiron and, of course, on the lacrosse field. Sayville now down only 1.
Just a freshman.
Then it's Matty Seltz to Ryan Kelly. Game is tied at 4.
Football player.
Rocky Point now. Justin Ray to Jack Sullivan. He returns the favor. Rocky Point is up 5-4. That would be the score at the half. That was in the final minute of the half. Second half, Jack Clark from downtown. And Rocky Point is making their move. And they did it off transition because of what Jack Sullivan was doing off the face-off X. Sullivan to Fertig to Ray. Rocky Point with a quality win right there. It's got league ramifications. They want to get that top seed going into the playoffs. So a nice win there for Rocky Point and Coach Bowler. And we're sorry that you had to deal with Eddie G on the sidelines.
Fertig's had a wonderful year, and Pat Dallin, the goalie, once again, spectacular. Had 14 more saves in this game. This is a Rocky Point team now that just continued. Their only loss to Babylon. They've had some very good wins too.
Yeah.
They got another one.
They beat.
Started off pretty good, moving the ball well. We found the matchups, and they started coming back in the second quarter. Halftime, coach talked to us. He said, find the matchup again, play the way you can. Jack Sullivan's a great face-off guy for us. Did great against Spencer Andrews, which is phenomenal, and he pushed it. We're great in transition, and we put the ball in the back of the net off of that.
6 points Justin had in that game.
Wow. I mean, listen, 13-1 is 13-1, Mike, including wins over Smithtown East, Shore and Wading River in overtime, Huntington, and now Sayville. That's quite a decorated resume they have. They have Comsawag today, and then Miller Place on Wednesday.
That's funny you say that.
Oh boy.
Keith Amato's upset with me.
Keith Amato. Dear Mr. X-Lax, we refer to Mike as Mr. Lax. Keith goes with X-Lax. Oh boy. Tell Quickie, aka Mr. Lax, that I hope he keeps picking against Rocky Point, because it'll be our pleasure to correct him each time and ultimately help him to make better picks in the future. After picking Huntington and then Sayville over Rocky Point, how'd that work out for you, Quickie?
Not too good, buddy.
Please pick Miller Place this week. Please pick Miller Place this week. Your 0-2 and 0-3 has a much nicer sound for Mr. X-Lax. Maybe that's the problem. He might need some cleaning out help. Sincerely, Keith. Don't call me Jerry Seinfeld, Amato. Wow. That was a little shot to the bow from Mr. Amato.
But he got me pretty good.
Listen. Oh, no, not a shot to the bow. No pun there. A shot to the bow, over the bow.
Oh, I thought you said bow, too.
Anyway.
But you know what? I deserve that. I deserve that. But, you know, I think it's a good thing that
Did you tell Keith you were this close to picking Babylon?
You're funny. Santarelli lit him up that day. 5 goals and an assist, 9-8 win. But I sent Keith a nice note thanking him. Told him that Mr. Lax is on his way back to baseball. But if Mr. Lax isn't around, what does Keith have to do?
Exactly.
I mean, look at all the time he spent writing that.
Listen, it was fun. I think he did a good job. It was a positive tone to that.
Okay, think about this. When's the last time we put Rocky Point in a show higher than Ward Melville and West Islip? You know what? They earned that respect.
2008.
Although, wouldn't you know? Yeah.
Palisade boys.
Wouldn't you know? Ward Melville and West Islip played a 2 overtime thriller, and West Islip is playing very good lacrosse. Ward Melville ball. They're up 2. Jackie McCullough to James Kickle. Kick finished with 3. Ward Melville up 6-3. Ward Melville ball. They're up 1 now. They're going to go up 2. McCullough does it again. So the Patriots up 8-6. Colin Hitter. He sure did right there. Cut the Lions. Got the Lions to within 1. And then Hitter, who had the hat trick, hit there. Tied that at 8. First overtime, no scoring. Second overtime, go home! Matt O'Rourke's goal gives the Patriots, worm burner, 9-8. So they win that game.
O'Rourke, did you see how far out he bounced that one? I mean, that was a turf bounce shot right there, because he bounced that about 4 or 5 yards before the goalie. So West Islip's 8-game win streak has come to an end.
And Matty was talking about it afterwards.
Coach called a timeout in the first half and just told us to get it all together, and we did, just playing Ward Melville lacrosse.
What happened there, that first overtime? You go through those 4 minutes. What was said after you won the face-off in the double overtime when you get the possession and eventually it leads to your game-winning goal?
Just to finish it. That's it. Just finish the game.
That simple?
Finish the game.
I love it. Good. So that now has a big thing in the seeding in Suffolk A. This game, Whitman, Northport, and Northport thought they had this thing put to bed, up 4 in the fourth quarter. Whitman, with one of the better comebacks this year, just continues to cloud the picture in Suffolk A.
Yeah, Whitman was down 1, not anymore. It's Liam Brennan on the finish, one of his 2, and it's a 6-6 game. But the Tigers would just keep coming. Just 7 seconds later, look at Kenny Gallagher. Right off the face-off. Look at how many passes they make here. Puts it home. Northport is back in front. The lead was up to 2, Brian Cannon. Watch the nice moves up front. And it's a 9-6 game in total control, right? No way. Here comes Whitman. They would score 4 straight. Capped off by Johnny Talbert. This is actually Northport one more. It was a biggie. Makes it 10-6 Northport heading into the 4th. So Northport way out in front, right? Now here's the Whitman rally. They score 4 in a row. Ryan Wolf caps it off, ties the game at 10. Just a wild finish. 2 minutes to play. Northport on the attack. The freshman, Ryan Magnuson. The Tigers are up 1. Is Walt Whitman dead? I don't think so. Because again, it's Brennan. Down 11-10. He wants it. Steps into it. We're tied at 11. And Patrick Harrington with 28 seconds left. You want to see the low to high shot of the season? Watch this one. Wow, baby. That has got some giddy up on it. Patrick Harrington. Botti, his second of the game. Walt Whitman wins it 12-11.
Patty boy. So there's Whitman right now at 8. Northport at 10. The top 4 teams are going to get the bye. There are 4 games remaining that will have an impact in these final positioning right here. If West Islip beats Sachem North, Scotty Craig's kids are going to get a bye in the first round. Remember, this was a 1-4 team. Smithtown West taking on Red Hot Bayshore. Smithtown East, let's see how they bounce back. And then Ward Melville should beat Connecticut.
Well, Whitman, Mike, they lost 7-3 to Smithtown West on April 14th. Since then, 6 straight wins. So it's like the field is expanding.
Cold Spring Harbor had won 13 consecutive games against Friends. It was the 14th game that made this one interesting when Friends beat them in the C title a year ago.
Yeah.
This is the first time they played. The game had been postponed because of weather, and it was a dandy.
Yeah, that was Friends' first ever county championship. Cold Spring Harbor and Friends. Here come the Quakers. John Nierenberg to Brandon Urafi. Friends up 9-5. They led 9-6 at the half. Back come the Seahawks. 20 seconds after pulling within 1, Johnny Shea puts it home. We're all tied at 9. Late 4th quarter. He's had a nice year. Pierre Delaferra. Watch this low to high. Wow! Batten down the hatches, Pierre. That was a rocket. Game tied at 12. Here comes the Notre Dame bounder, Jordan Walter. He goes stick side high on a right-handed goalie and finds the corner of the net.
Let's talk to the future Notre Dame bounder.
I knew I was struggling the whole game with my shooting, and my teammates kept, trying to bring my confidence up, and I kept shooting, and without them, score might be different.
He's going to find that game he had in the beginning of the year when he was rolling. All right, we don't do this a lot, but it's one of our guys. Big college Division II lacrosse game on Saturday. Dowling taking on Adelphi. Adelphi, the top seed. They beat Merrimack to get into the NE10. How about that? Our buddy King Tut, Chris Tuttle, Sal Tuttle.
Salvatore.
Got the game winner in that. Here we go. Here's what happens against Dowling.
Garden City, here we go. Panthers in control. Joe Solano, he went to Farmingdale, takes the feed. Adelphi's up 7-3. But Dowling comes back. Tommy Cleary, he's a Comsawag kid. Watch Cleary, top shelf.
Ooh.
The game is tied at 7. But Adelphi, call him Salvatore, call him Sal, call him Sally Boy, but most importantly, call him King Tut. Sal Tuttle wins it with 6 seconds left. Adelphi is moving on to the semis.
There was no way the Kinger was giving that ball back.
Well, he's been giving me my right the whole game, so I took that and he overcompensated to my right. I rolled back left and had an open shot at the net.
He's one of our favorites. We love the Kinger.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. There's some interesting games. I mean, I enjoyed the Cold Spring Harbor Friends. It's amazing to think that Cold Spring Harbor, Dennis Bond's guys have gone to 10 straight Nassau County Championships, right? You know, they last won it in 08, Mike. They've been runner-up 5 straight years. 5 straight years. Losing to Friends last year, that's a nice win for them. They got a lot of talent.
You have a lot of talent. I thought you did well on this show.
It's that time of year. That's King Tuttle.